Hello Cowboys fans who also had their Sunday ruined by another disastrous performance from Dak Prescott and company. Today, we'll talk about this terrible moment in our history. How much longer will we have to put up with these unmotivated and careless players on our team? We'll dive into that and much more today. But before we get into it, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, the home for the Cowboys family, and leave a like on our video. Go Cowboys! First of all, I ask you, how much longer will we have to endure Jerry Jones and his losing team? The Cowboys nation deserves better than this. We are the greatest, and we deserve players and a coaching staff that honor our history. Honestly, I can't take any more of these humiliating defeats. It's time to take a deep breath and break down what happened in Week 6. What happened? Let's be real, folks. This was an all-around embarrassing performance by the Cowboys. From the first quarter, it felt like Dallas never stood a chance as the Lions dominated in every phase of the game. Yes, there were some flashy plays early on, like Rico Dowdle's tipped pass reception and CeeDee Lamb's one-handed grab, but that was where the fun ended. After those few highlights, things quickly unraveled. Dallas was outscored 27-6 in the first half. And when you zoom out a bit, in our last 4 home games, including that Packers playoff debacle, the Cowboys have been outscored 110-35 in the first half. Let that sink in. Is this Cowboys team struggling more because of offensive mistakes or defensive breakdowns? Let us know in the comments. The red zone woes continue. One major problem that's persisted all season has been our red zone struggles. This isn't new, but what's especially concerning is that turnovers in the red zone have become a recurring theme. The Cowboys now lead the NFL in red zone turnovers, which is just unacceptable for a team with this much talent. And we've got to talk about Dak Prescott. Simply put, he wasn't good enough in this game. The responsibility for some of these turnovers falls squarely on his shoulders. The offense had opportunities, but after that initial spark, it was a series of painful mistakes, including 2 punts, a turnover on downs, and an interception. Do you think the red zone issues are fixable this season? What would you change in the offense? If you thought the first half was rough, the second half was somehow worse. After settling for another field goal, our last points of the game, the Cowboys turned the ball over 4 consecutive times. That's right, 4 turnovers in a row. The Lions' defense had our number, and we just couldn't figure out a way to respond. The Cowboys' defense? They didn't do much to help. In the second half, we didn't force a single punt. The Lions either scored or turned it over on downs. We even saw Amon-Ra St. Brown take his celebration to the midfield star after a touchdown, and the Lions were messing around with trick plays and defensive linemen running routes. It felt like Detroit wasn't just trying to win, they were having fun at our expense. Who do you hold most responsible for this collapse? The offense, the defense, or the coaching staff? What now for the Cowboys? This loss leaves the Cowboys sitting at 3-3, heading into the bye week. The questions surrounding this team are going to grow louder. Are we capable of bouncing back? Or are the problems too deep to fix mid-season? The frustration is real. Fans want answers, and right now, it's hard to believe we'll get them in time to turn this season around. The bye week couldn't come at a better time. Maybe, just maybe, this team can regroup and make adjustments before it's too late. Cowboys Nation, we want to hear from you. How do you feel about this loss? What needs to change moving forward? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's keep the conversation going. With the bye week ahead, the Dallas Cowboys have a critical opportunity to regroup and reassess. Sitting at 3-3 is not the end of the world, but given how poorly the team has performed, especially in their home games, it feels like we're at a crossroads. The biggest questions facing the Cowboys right now are: can Dak Prescott bounce back? There's no denying that Dak has been struggling. Yes, the red zone turnovers are a major issue, but they aren't entirely on him. That said, when you're the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, the spotlight is always on you. If the Cowboys are going to turn things around, Dak needs to elevate his game. Is he the franchise quarterback that can lead us back into playoff contention, or are his mistakes going to keep us stuck in neutral? Will the offensive line get healthy and step up? Injuries along the offensive line have been a constant theme this season, and it's hurting both the passing game and the run game. If this unit can't stay healthy, it's going to be a long second half of the season. The line has struggled to protect Dak, and they've been unable to consistently open lanes for our running backs. How can the defense regain its swagger? Let's not forget, the Cowboys' defense was one of the most feared units in the NFL at the start of the season. But over the last few weeks, we've seen them get pushed around by more physical teams. The Lions' offensive line completely neutralized our pass rush, and our secondary struggled to contain their receivers. It's clear that injuries in the secondary, especially to guys like Trayvon Diggs, have hurt us. But even with those injuries, the defense needs to find a way to be more disruptive. What adjustments do you think the defense needs to make during the bye week? Do you think Mike Zimmer has the answers to get this unit back on track? The Cowboys coaching staff is also going to face some tough questions during the bye week. Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn both need to take a hard look at how they can adjust their game plans moving forward. The lack of in-game adjustments has been glaring in losses like this one to the Lions. The inability to adapt to the physicality and schemes of opposing teams is a huge red flag. McCarthy's offense, we've heard a lot about simplifying the offense to limit turnovers, but that approach has clearly not worked. The Cowboys are leading the NFL in red zone turnovers, which shows that something fundamental needs to change. Is it time to get more creative with play calling? Should the team be utilizing more of its weapons, like Tony Pollard, in open space? There's no easy answer, but McCarthy's got to figure it out soon. After starting the season with such promise, the defense has been getting bullied by physical offenses. The pass rush has slowed down, and teams are finding ways to exploit the secondary. With the loss of Trayvon Diggs, the defense looks vulnerable. Zimmer is one of the best in the business, but he needs to figure out how to get more production from his front seven and tighten things up in the secondary. Is Mike McCarthy on the hot seat if the Cowboys continue to struggle after the bye week? What do you think needs to change in his game management or play calling? What's on the horizon? The good news for the Cowboys is that they have a chance to regroup with the bye week before facing their next opponent. But the road ahead is tough. Dallas still has matchups with teams like the Eagles, Seahawks, and Bills looming later in the season. If this team is going to turn things around and make a serious playoff push, they need to start fast after the bye. One of the biggest storylines coming out of this loss is the growing list of injuries on the team. The Cowboys have already been without key players like Trayvon Diggs, and this game added even more to that list. The status of players like Tyron Smith and Darren Bland will be crucial in the coming weeks. The team needs to get healthy if they hope to be competitive down the stretch. Cowboys fans, what's your biggest concern right now? Is it the offense, the defense, or the injuries piling up? Let us know in the comments. Stay strong. At the end of the day, Cowboys Nation, this is our team, win or lose. We've seen tough stretches before, and we'll see them again. But this is the time when the Cowboys need their fans the most. Your support, your passion, and your commitment to this team can help lift them through these tough times. So before you go, make sure you've subscribed to Cowboys News TV. We've got a lot more coverage coming your way, including in-depth analysis during the bye week and a look at how the Cowboys can regroup for the second half of the season. Let's hit that 12,000 subscriber mark and keep the Cowboys community strong. Whether it's the highs or the lows, we're here for it all, and we're bringing you the latest news straight from the heart of Dallas. If you enjoyed today's breakdown, even if it was tough to hear, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join the Cowboys News TV family. We'll be covering every twist and turn of this wild season, and you won't want to miss a thing. Drop your thoughts on today's loss in the comments, and let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, stay strong, Cowboys Nation.